Good evening and thank you very much for joining this latest edition of Daily Politics on Trust TV. I'm Hamza Idris. On this program, we present in-depth analysis of evolving political events and review critical government policies for national development. And tonight, we examine the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as the Federal High Court stopped the planned convention of the party scheduled to hold on November 15, 2025. To set the tone for this conversation, here is an update of what transpired at the Federal High Court in Abuja.
The suit was filed by 3 PDP officials, the party chairman from Imo and Abia State, and the South-South Zonal Secretary. They accused the party's leadership of planning to conduct the convention in violation of laid-down procedures. A member of the plaintiff's legal team spoke to Trust TV about the implications of the ruling.
His Lordship has ordered that the PDP as a party has violated the provisions of the Electoral Act and the provisions and regulations of conduct of elections, congresses and conventions. And all notices issued by the party to INEC are invalid, and that as a result of that, that convention can never hold and will not hold until the PDP, as mandated by the court, comply with the provisions and regulations, guiding the conduct of such a convention.
Today, we have been vindicated. Yes. Vindicated that we stood for democracy, we stood to deepen internal democracy in our party, and we stood for the right thing, for the right cause. The court today have given clear judgments that political party administration must be run in line with the law. Of course, in line with the law.
Some party stakeholders, however, described the ruling as a setback for the PDP at a critical time when internal unity is needed. Reacting to the judgment, the national chairman of the PDP, Ilia Damagun, said the party will appeal the decision.
We just had the judgment, and as law-abiding citizens, we have noted it, not that it has gone down well with us. Definitely, this is not what we expect. We will appeal it, let it be on the record, and that 3 people cannot subvert democracy. I want to say this emphatically, that this judgment today is a panacea to annihilating democracy in this country, because you cannot stop a whole political party from exercising its legal right. We have authorities whereby we have, it's supposed to be an internal affairs of the party. Just because 1 or 2 saboteurs are out to destroy this party, God will not let them be.
Who are those saboteurs?
You know them.
The chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Bala Mohammed, also commented on the matter.
But we are really very disappointed because the judgment is argumentative. They were just trying to justify the unjustifiable, and of course, praising or celebrating impunity, and of course, interference in the internal affairs of parties, and even placing saboteurs within the realm of political parties. You can just imagine an officer of the party coming to give bad witness against the party, and that person is celebrated as having doing his distance. If you are a member of a party, you are supposed to go with the party, with the decision of the party.
It is left to be seen what will happen next. From the Federal High Court in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
An update there about the Federal High Court's judgment that stopped the PDP convention. And now let's bring an insider for critical analysis of how the PDP, Nigeria's leading opposition party, gets to this level. Umar Sani is a chieftain of the PDP. Thank you very much for coming to our studio.
Thank you, Hamza.
You spent the whole day in the courts.
Yes.
Give us a rundown. Of course, we have seen a clip there.
Yeah, I will give you a synopsis of the whole thing.
Good.
The PDP, right from the beginning, said, in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, all members of the National Working Committee of the party came to the court to say our lawyer representing us is Chris Uche. But the judge, jettisoned that and then said that Ajibade Kamaluddin should be the one to, and Ajibade Kamaluddin is working in contrast with the ideals of the PDP.
You don't trust him.
National legal advisor. That's why we brought, a competent lawyer to represent us. But the judge was listening to him. So we felt something was wrong. Again, the issues before the court are what is most important. What the judge is saying, that this is not a matter that was decided by the Supreme Court, because this is a matter between the people who are complaining and INEC. If it is a matter between people who are complaining and INEC, why are you bringing in PDP? Why are you bringing in NWC? Why are you bringing in NEC? Why are you bringing other segments of the party?
As interested parties.
As interested parties. The issue of that there were 14 states there were no elections is not correct. Just recently, there were elections to fill in respective congresses in certain states. Just recently, Niger State held their own congress.
Who superintended over the election?
Kabiru Tanimu Traki was in Niger State. He superintended the election with the congress in Niger.
He as who?
As the returning officer. He was appointed by the party to go and be the returning officer. Again, there was an election in Plateau State. Now, this is not even the issue. The issue is they used the notice, an earlier notice, instead of the true situation on ground. Only Anambra, Cross River, Ebonyi, and Southeast are remaining.
And if you put these 4, Southeast that has 5 states, meaning you have like 9 states.
No, Southeast is zonal congress.
Okay.
It's one.
Okay.
It's not states.
Meaning stalemate around 4
it's not
different
even
elections.
It's a stalemate. It's not even a stalemate. It is not that. But that cannot stop us from going ahead with the Congress. What we require by our Constitution is 2/3. And if out of 36 states, we have only 3 states and 1 zonal ESCO that was not done, that is not sufficient for the court to nullify our election. Using 14 states, it was just a notice issued earlier on. It was the judgment, I would say, with due respect, is premeditated. I believe that so because the man went into another issue where
you are talking about the judge.
The judge went into another issue and said that Anyanwu did not sign the letter seeking for conversion. But INEC, in their report, which PDP sought and collected, actually confirmed that he signed. And because he knew that the problem will escalate, he now came up to say his signature was forged. In the history of PDP, there is nobody whose signature has ever been forged by the party. So why would it be Anyawu's signature that will be forged? But not even that. The judge went ahead to say that the PDP, that Anyanwu did not even sign the letter. While Anyawu's complaint is that his signature was forged.
Yes.
So you see there is a world of difference.
But I strongly believe that what you are saying probably is your opinion.
It's not an opinion. It's informed.
These things, have they been tabled before with the judge?
Yes. In fact,
for instance, the claim by Anyanwu that his signature
Anyanwu did not even say to the court that his signature was forged.
He only told the public.
He only told the public and went.
But in the court, what did he say?
He didn't even complain that his signature was forged.
So his matter was not part of those things that the court used today to pass judgment?
No, the court ought not to even have gone into that matter, because the person who is involved did not even complain. He only realized that he had to complain when the thing was late, and then started saying he will submit letter to Inspector General of Police, submit letter to DSS, but it was not part of his complaint. He never complained. And so this is why we are saying that the judge, his judgment is
well, we don't want to go into contempt.
Well, no,
because the learned judge most likely use the evidences at his disposal, presented to him by both parties.
But
okay, let's talk about the political dimension. How did you arrive at this?
I want to conclude this one.
Okay,
but by stating that clearly that the remaining court cases or the remaining exercises.
Yes, that is in those four places and the zone.
Yes, there is a court order. Enugu Federal High Court issued a court order stating that the PDP should not conduct those elections in those areas.
So it's not deliberate that you didn't hold elections?
Yes, and we filed that court order, and that court order was not vacated. But the judge, took his eyes away from that order and still went ahead.
Are you sure, Umar, that...
I have the judgment. If you want, I can show you.
Are you sure that that judge, because we believe that state and federal high courts, they have corresponding jurisdiction?
No, it's an Enugu Federal High Court.
Okay,
which has,
not even state high court?
No, it's not a state high court. It's a federal high court in Enugu that gave that judgment. And that judgment, they have coordinate jurisdiction between himself and... So, he has to look at it, but he threw all those things away.
Allegedly?
Not allegedly. He mentioned it in court.
Mentioned, okay.
Yeah, so it's not allegedly. I'm not speculating. I'm telling you what happened. So he threw those things away and went ahead to deliver such an appalling judgment. It's very appalling, but definitely we are going to appeal.
Okay, how did you arrive at this place? Who is actually putting spanner in your works?
Well, the Minister of Federal Capital.
Allegedly.
Why are you using allegedly?
Because I don't want to be caught for contempt.
No, there is no any contempt. This is politics. And in politics, you state your facts. And if you ask me why, I will state my facts. So there is nothing like allegedly.
But it's your case, and you are a party to it, and that is why I'm playing the neutral person here.
Yeah, yes, even if you are playing the neutral person, hear my side first. Then you can call him.
And that is why I asked you, I said, okay, but then there must be a caveat, Umar, in a sensitive matter like this. So if you say, okay, Wike, is it that Wike sponsored the chairman of Imo and Abia, and then the secretary of the party from the south to drag this specific case, which was actually decided not in your favor?
If you look at all the people there, they are Wike's people. Umar Bature, our national organizing secretary, is Umar Bature's person.
Is a Wike's person?
Yes. Kamaluddin Ajibade is Wike's person.
Kamaluddin is the legal advisor of the party.
Yes, but he's a Wike's person. Again, take a look at all the two chairmen that came in. They are all Wike people. So
that is the Imo and Abia chairman.
So they are all Wike people. So and the national secretary, Anyanwu, is Wike's person. He has said it himself openly that he's been victimized in the party because he's a Wike's person.
But how powerful is this Wike of a man? Here you are at the court, people like you. Beyond that, you have Ambassador Damagum, who is the national chairman. We've seen a number of governors, for instance, that of Bauchi, who is also the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. How can Wike overwhelm people of this timber and caliber?
Well, when you are talking about court, court is under the jurisdiction of the federal government. Federal government is desirous that PDP should not produce a presidential candidate.
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. I stand by what I'm saying.
We try to bring any of the chieftains of, the APC in a way, or someone who is sympathetic to Wike. Unfortunately, they turned down
when Wike said that he is still in the PDP, but he will work for APC in 2027 and work for Tinubu. What does that mean?
In political parlance, I'm throwing back that question. What does that mean?
That's what I'm telling you. Does it mean that then that he's our member?
Okay, how do you describe that?
How can a member of a political party clearly dictate anti-party openly?
Good. That is the phrase I want you to mention. Now, what are the sanctions in your party for people who display anti-party posturing?
This is not about sanction. What we were trying to do was to conduct a convention that will systematically, without any problem, a political party, we are not supposed to be fighting ad infinitum. We are supposed to find a way, an easy way to ease out everybody who is not working for our interest. And this is what we are doing. And he is resisting that one. That is why we are getting. He knows that this is the end. And that is why he is fighting tooth and nail to ensure that he scuttles our. But that will not be scuttled.
But I know that strong institutions, they deploy carrot and stick. This option you offered is actually carrot. Okay, let's have a convention so that without rancor, anything, we can ease out people that are sabotaging what we do.
Yes, exactly.
But it's like this will not happen. Why is it difficult to deploy the stick?
It's not. It will happen.
When?
Because the PDP will file a notice of appeal on Monday, and we will also file a notice for stay of execution of this judgment. Then we will go further to do all the necessary things that ought to be done. So our convention is still.
You think 15th of November this convention will hold?
Yes.
15 November?
Yeah, exactly.
In Oyo?
Exactly.
How certain are you?
I'm very certain. The judge himself did not say we should not hold the convention. He said until we comply with certain things.
But some of the things is to actually fulfill, even though you said you only have issues in 4 places, that is 3 states and then the southeast zone. But then the other side of the PDP, I don't want to say faction, I don't want to be part of that, they said in 14 states. So how are you going to reconcile it?
No, the 14 states was an earlier notice which was signed by the NOS, which says that there are congresses that are uncompleted in 14 states. But within that period that notice was signed, to this time, about 10 of these states
they have sorted out. Why was it difficult to update the notice?
It has been updated. But the fact of the matter is that they only took the notice to court and the judge decided to accept it.
It appears your lawyer wasn't that smart.
No. It's not about a lawyer. When a judge decides he is going to be biased.
Allegedly.
No, not allegedly.
Don't commit contempt.
No.
That will affect us also.
No, there is nothing like contempt. We are Nigerians. We have the right to exercise our rights.
It has limitation.
No. A contempt is done before the judgment.
And you cannot impugn a judge because he actually worked with, facts displayed for him by both sides.
We are all aware of the facts before him. And so if he does anything wrong, as Nigerians, we have the right to critique it. It is nothing allegedly.
Who paraded Ajibade instead of Chris Uche?
Ajibade is the...
You actually sourced for Chris Uche from outside the party, right?
Yes.
Because you thought that, and you still believe that Ajibade will not be fair. Why is it that the judge refused to listen to Chris Uche?
The reason is, if you remember, if you have been following the events, when we came to show appearance, there was a confusion as to who is to represent the PDP. Ajibade was saying he was the one, and Chris Uche was saying he was the one. So the members of the NWC, whom Chris Uche was going to represent, came all by themselves and signed documents in the court that their lawyer is Chris Uche. But yet, the judge decided to listen to Ajibade.
This is a serious allegation. We hope we have opportunity to counter or to buttress this. Now, moving on, are you not worried in the midst of these allegations and counter allegations? Because there was another judgment or decision today, which, assuming it stood, and you don't have this case instituted by the chairman in Abia and Imo, you will have been sleeping maybe by now, or resting or jubilating. That was the case of Sule Lamido.
Even that today. We will not jubilate. It's not an issue for jubilation.
Assuming, what you know that the court said that it will not stop the convention, which was the prayer, one of the prayers of Sule Lamido. Were you not happy with that judgment?
Well, it's not, he was seeking for an ex parte order.
Yeah.
And the court refused to grant him an ex parte order, pending the determination of the substantive order. So the matter is still not yet over.
Yeah, because I know, I followed the litigation. The judge said that you should also provide a cause, that is the chairman, the party, INEC, and all that, why the prayer of Sule Lamido should not be granted. Is that not correct?
Yes, and we are going to do it. At least the judge has been fair. He wants to hear from both sides. That is what is called audi alteram partem. You have to hear from both sides. He wants to hear our own side of the story.
But the other judge did not actually hear from you properly, the one who passed judgment against.
This one, I don't want to talk too much about him because I have written severally about him on my ex. When he issued the same type of order that this judge issued when they were seeking for an ex parte order. These people were also seeking for an ex parte order.
That's selective judgment.
Yeah. No, the three people that filed the suit.
I understand.
So they were seeking for ex parte order, which he said he was not going to grant. And people were jubilating. And I said, it is not yet Uhuru knowing this justice.
So why do you think Sule Lamido even went to court?
Well, Sule Lamido, his case, he has presented it before the court. He said they should stop the convention because he was not given the opportunity to buy form and be part and parcel of the contest. And so he wants an ex parte order stopping the convention, pending when the party will give him form.
Don't you think he was right to have gone to court to seek for that?
Well, he is not right.
How do you mean?
Yes, because the sales of form is there, signed by all the relevant officers of the party, started since September. Sales of form started since September and ended in about 2nd or 3rd September and ended on 22nd of September. Then the notice for submission of forms was initially middle of October, but then it was shifted to the 27th of October for submission of form. And it was on the day of the submission of form, final date for the submission of form, that he came looking for
Not collection.
Not collection.
Is that an act of mischief, or what is the motivation?
No, I can't speak for him. I'm only telling you that he decided, and secondly, sales of form is done by the financial secretary. But he went to our national organizing secretary and secretary
at Wadata
Plaza looking for form, while sales of form is taking place at Legacy House. It's another office of PDP.
That's why I said, is it out of ignorance? You cannot say that he's ignorant because he's a foundation member. Is it an act of mischief?
I don't want to qualify it. I'm only telling you that...
Is it an attempt to undermine the process?
His action is not in order. Simple.
But there is this allegation, Umar, that some chieftains of the party, they have programmed their mind that they will just bring Tanimu Traiki, the former minister. Is that fair?
Well, I don't even know whether they program their mind or not, but I know that in PDP, most times the lower people don't bring party chairman. From Solomon La, who was our first national chairman, to Barnabas Gimade, to Audu Ogbe, to Amadou Ali, to Okwesleze, to Vincent Ogulafo, to Kwesileze Nwodo, to Bamanga Tukur, to Adamu Ma'azu, all of them were brought by the presidents.
But you don't have president.
Wait now, let me finish. Now, when Adamu Ma'azu left, there was a need for his position to be filled up. It was Wike and Fayoshe that brought Alimodu Sharif to complete the tenure of Adamu Ma'azu. So, apart from that, I'm sure you have seen Wike in the podium making a lot of Ayu was thanking him for bringing him. Normally the governors that always bring national chairman. So it's not.
That is what happened this time around.
It's a continuous process.
But why should a political party keep repeating the same mistake? If, as you said, during right from Obasanjo up to the larger part of Jonathan, it was the president being the national leader, if there is anything like that. But then at certain time, governors, in persons of like Wike and all that, series of mistakes. Why is it that the party did not adopt another measure? They say, okay, instead of repeating the same mistake, let's take it to our people from the grassroots, starting from the ward and then up to the national.
Well, I don't know what you mean by mistake. What works for you works for you.
But you think Tanimu Turaki is the right choice?
That is not my own to determine. I'm a follower. I believe in the party. Anybody the party puts forward, I support.
Who are you supporting at present?
I'm supporting whoever the party is supporting.
Assuming they said they will replace Turaki, will you?
I will support the person.
Whoever comes in.
Whoever comes in.
Now, Umar, finally, before we call it, are you not worried that you are losing governors, party chieftains, legislators in tons?
Well, there is no political party that will be happy that they are losing people, because people are the bedrock of a political party, and they form the nucleus how the party will perform. However, you cannot lose sleep because you lose people.
But you are losing governors, and governors, they are founders. I mean, they form the political party, they have the machinery, they have instrument of power and all that.
Yes, we are losing governors.
Are you worried?
Well, like I said, if you lose a person, you are worried. But that is not to say that we cannot go in-house and look for better ways to handle our situation. And for your information, we have lost elections in certain states. And the people from outside have come to defeat people who are on the seat. Bala Mohammed defeated an incumbent. Fintiri defeated an incumbent. The governor of Zamfara State defeated an incumbent.
So you are thinking luck will shine?
No, we are not talking about luck. We are talking about the strength of the structure of the PDP.
Okay, there was this finally, there was this landmark judgment today. Suleiman Gumi was sacked for defecting to APC. He represents Zamfara in the House of Representatives. What is your take?
Gumi Bukuyum.
What is your take on that?
Well, that is to say that the courts have now begun to enforce what is in the Constitution. The only way you can defect within the Constitution is that if there is a division within the party.
Is there no division in PDP?
There is no division.
So some people are saying that it's maybe a mere luck that this thing happened, this judgment.
No, there was.
It was deliberate.
Why is the division?
Do you foresee more judgments to go this way?
You know what is called division? A division means that some other people will claim that they are national officers, different from the national officers that have been put there. That's a division.
So you don't have that?
We don't have that.
Meaning that, are you expecting more judgments in your favor? Because we have, as I said, tons of, legislators that defected from Labour Party, from NNPP, from PDP to...
It's a neck decision that anywhere anybody defects from PDP to APC, we should take the matter to court.
All right, thank you very much, Umar Sani, Chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, for coming to our studio to put context to what transpired today. You need to go home and rest. You've been in the court since morning.
Thank you.
We hope to have you some other time.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
And we'll take a short break. Don't go away. We'll be back shortly.